Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rumbled, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see does that star-spangled banner yet we o'er the ramparts are free. Thank you guys for joining me. Holy cow, this is the latest I've ever streamed in my life. I hope everyone's doing good. You guys are the best people on earth, bar none. Papa and Willie, I appreciate you guys for being here. It's late. We're having fun. We're doing our thing. You guys are up. I'm up. I hope you guys have some days off coming up. And the rockets rattle, the bombs bursting in air. Through the night. Dude, Merca all day. See toss the star-spangled banner yet we.
Suck on this, Biden.
The land of the free. Late night stream in the bathroom. Brave. Play ball. Welcome to Revolution. Cheers. Dude, first of all, I just want to say the thumbnail I made for this video is ridiculous. I stared at this picture I made for like 10 minutes just laughing about it. It's so ridiculous. It's borderline art. I might make this a t-shirt. And maybe just for myself. It's too good. It's so ridiculous. I had a late night stream in the bathroom last night. Hey, hey, we all have prostate problems, Papa. You know, as we get older, as men, we get older. You're an artist. Hey, thank you. As men, we get older, and our prostate it can't hang. It cannot hang. I am off. I'm done for the week. Dude, praise God. Is anybody else having to be done for the week? That thumbnail weirded me out. Why? Because it's too beautiful to look at. I'm done for the week, and that calls for a beer for me. I'm sorry. It's happening. It's freaking Thanksgiving. I just got a brisket today because I'm smoking brisket for Thanksgiving. I am not doing turkey. I know that's un-American and shall be condemned at all costs, but this is just the reality of life, man. Got a brisket, I got a pecan pie, pumpkin pie, I'm making cornbread stuffing. Nope, working tomorrow morning. I mean, I'm working tomorrow morning, but I'm doing work that I could do anywhere tomorrow morning, so I feel you. I appreciate you working, because, you know, people still need to buy their guns in the morning, Papa, so... How early in the morning are you working? What time do people buy guns? You know, people are getting up at 6 in the morning to buy guns. Is that what's going on? So my stream time for Monday and Tuesdays might become a little later in the night, so I hope that's okay. If it's not, it's just reality, because I have a job that is picking up like crazy right now. A lot of people need help, and that's just the reality of what I do. I'm going to make a cigar brand called Brisket. Awesome. Is that for real? I can't wait to try that. Start my cooking early tomorrow. Nice. What are you cooking? What's on the list? What? I'll probably start cooking. I'll smoke my brisket at like 3 in the morning or something like that on Thursday. But other than that, so I might do like a 3 in the morning stream. I'm just kidding. It's a sporting goods store. I got to work a gun counter. Oh, okay. We got discounted shotguns for the next few days. Now we're talking. Hey, Joe Biden likes shotguns, so you know that they're good guns. You know, that's how I know. That's how I pick out my guns. Joe Biden approve it, I'm on all over that. I mean, that guy's a hunter. I wish it was real. Okay, maybe we could make one together. We'll get some Guatemalans to roll some cigars for us and call them brisket. $150 shotguns? Well, who makes them? Pick me one up. The usual ham, turkey, and typical sides. Come on. You guys do the stuffing that you have to scoop out, or do you do cornbread stuffing? I think that's like, I'm a huge cornbread stuffing because I'm from the South. I don't do that northern malarkey. Northern stuff. But, so this is Hudson Escort Slugger Tactical Turkish. Oh, okay. For $150? That's not bad. That sounds good. This is breaking, guys. I wanted to get right into this. So this just broke literally 11 minutes ago, which is insane because of how late it is at night for one. And from everything we were talking about yesterday, about how the shooter in Colorado, let's not jump to conclusions. Let's not assume everything just because the shoe fits or it makes sense in our narrative mind. Let's not immediately go there. And so this story just broke, which is just incredible. Colorado club shooting suspect turns out is non-binary according to the attorneys. This is going to be on every podcast early in the morning. So this is why you come to my show, because you're getting it before everyone else does. The public defenders for the suspect of the mass shooting at a Colorado Springs LGBTQ nightclub said that Tuesday night court filing obtained by the New York Times that the client is non-binary and uses they/them pronouns. So he's not a cisgender white Christian male. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we'll just make this slowly go away because this doesn't fit our narrative. This is what you'll see tomorrow is, I know that the story's being passed around, but still we need to have a conversation about this. Oh, okay. So, okay. This is the stuff that dumbfounds me. This is what happens when you jump to conclusions, when you assume you have all the facts, when it just makes sense. And I'm just going to put this out here and create a whole narrative. I guess it's coincidence that the club was hosting all ages drag brunch. Yeah, just a coincidence. The big picture, the suspect, Anderson, I'm not going to say his name, is facing multiple murder hate crime charges over the shooting of Club Q over the weekend that killed 5 people. This is breaking news, and I've seen this all over Twitter. People are like, so what? Well, it destroys every narrative that we've been listening to for the past, 48 hours, 72 hours. And so it makes you question, why did it happen? Did he know people in the nightclub? Was he a part of the community? Because it certainly seems like it. Was he going there to hurt somebody specifically? Or did he target the place because he's a white cisgender male? This is why when you see tragic events, instead of focusing your entire attention on the perpetrator, we should be focusing our entire attention upon the victims, upon the heroes, upon the people that helped out during the time. Like this man right here, the Army veteran that stopped the entire thing from getting worse.
Described to us, but the fact that you were there with your family, Richard, you were trying to enjoy the show. You talked about how.
Does everything have to be premeditated? Premeditated. Oh God, I can't even say it. An act of terrorism. Yes, everything. I think everyone is like. I think everyone in the corporate media just assumes that every violent act is very calculated and on purpose, and to push an agenda and to push an ideology, as opposed to just another sick individual, lone crazy person. That's what I was trying to say over and over again yesterday. This guy is clearly somebody who's probably psychotic. Was he on drugs? Was he mixing drugs with prescription drugs? What was his family life like? I mean, according to this, he was bomb threats, trying to hurt his own family. I mean, this person doesn't seem like somebody who is, I don't know, a stable, emotionally regulated human being. But of course, we jump to this is an evil white supremacist. But again, this is what we should be focusing on. A guy like this.
You spent 15 years in the Army, and now you relish your role as a civilian and a father. And you were trying to enjoy a night out, and this happened.
Yeah, I mean, the kid, Wyatt, was performing. He was my daughter's best friend since elementary school. You know, when these kids are little, you don't know what they're going to turn into and how they're going to be. And at the end of the day,
the media literally said, we don't need evidence to prove that this was a hate crime, right? Yeah, of course you don't. Well, because it's a religion. Once it becomes a religion, we're just basing everything we believe and think based on faith, and therefore we can make it to be whatever we want it to be.
That's why.
And especially, it's more important to, what is it, Rob Emanuel? Don't let a bad thing or whatever go to waste. Don't let a horrible act go to, I forget, I'm blanking on that. They'll use your pain, your trauma, in order for their message, their narrative, their political beliefs to be pushed upon you, because they don't ultimately care about you in the long run. It's more important to stay in power. It's more important to control the narrative, control the minds of how you think. The thing is, you literally need evidence to prove something is a hate crime. Exactly. You have to have motive. You have to have a journal, I don't know, a blog post, I don't know, a YouTube video, something.
It's a drag performer. That's his decision. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with going to see him in his venue. My daughter and our whole family was happy to do that. It was his birthday.
This guy is the guy that wrestled the guy to the ground to stop him from getting worse. We should be talking about people like this. We should be talking about victims. But instead, we're talking about this guy. And now that this just recently came out, watch it just... Now, instead of the media being worried about telling you the truth, about getting the real information out there, they're going to be more worried about correcting the narrative, correcting what they've already said in the past, because it's more about power and it's more about pushing propaganda than it is about punching up and giving you the real facts of the day. If we had a media that actually cared about getting us the information or cared about you and your trauma, then we would never be as insane as we are today. And that's just the real thing. A manifesto typically works as well. Yeah, a manifesto, sure. Or, you know, some literature in his house. I don't know, Mein Kampf or something in his house. Some kind of literature. But the fact that this comes out, it's like, I just wish they were consistent. I wish they would slow down. I wish that our corporate media acted like adults. They would say, they slow down and go, you know what? This is a tragic event. We're going to focus our attention on the victims and the crimes that happened. We're going to focus on the families that were a part. And we're going to focus on the guy that wrestled the guy to the ground. Instead, we've been talking about white Christian nationalism. We've been talking about Tucker Carlson. We've been talking about libs of TikTok as if they are to blame. And then this comes out and they're like, still white supremacy is the utmost problem in America. They'll just push a bunch of rhetoric about gun control. Oh, 100%. Yeah, now, good call. Now it'll be focused on gun control. It won't be focused on, okay, so now that we know he's non-binary, let's also find out, was he in counseling? Was he under psychiatric care? Was he on drugs? Was he mixing drugs? Was he an alcoholic? No. Let's not focus anything on those things. They should come out, the heroes, and stop the crimes, and the guns were also used. Yeah. Oh yeah. They'll never talk about how guns are used to stop somebody from creating a worse event ever. They'll never say that because it goes against the narrative. Again, it's all about control. It's like, I know that we know that because you're here and you're not insane and you're not one of these far leftists or one of these sycophants or part of whatever religion that is that believes everything the experts say. But there are so many people out there that probably won't even know this, which is just insane. Somebody needs to always be pushing back 100%, man. Dude, that is the freaking truth. And it has to be, if it's not me, it's you. You know what I mean? But that is the breaking news. That's going to be everywhere tomorrow. And now you know. Remember that guy who tried to shoot up a mall food court? The guy was neutralized by a man with a legally concealed Glock. Guess who the media tried to demonize? Dude, I don't know if I remember that at all, but there are constant references where a man uses a firearm to stop. I remember something in Chicago. There was like an Uber driver that got out, shot a guy that apparently had like a bunch of guns on him that looked like he was going to perform a mass shooting or something like that were shooting something, and he stopped something. Or the countless people that while they're sleeping in their own home and somebody breaks in and tries to murder them and then they kill the other person. You don't hear that kind of stuff. I'll give you another hint. It wasn't the guy with the AR-15. Right. I just, I just wish we could just, not be children all the time. Also, this is, I saw this being passed around. This is funny. This just broke as well. This is from Twitter today. Apparently, Elon Musk had been going through the closets and deep spaces to come out and try to figure out, see everything that Twitter has to offer as far as old swag and stuff like that. And look what Elon Musk found in a deep closet somewhere.
Here we are at the merch thing, and there's an entire closet full of secret closet of #woke t-shirts. Here we are at the merch. And there's an entire closet full of secret closet of #woke.
Freaking #woke. Those shirts will be sold everywhere tomorrow. Papa, sweet mother of God. I know.
T-shirts. Here we are. And there's an entire closet full of secret closet of #woke.
I just love it so much. I love that people still think that Elon is a terrible businessman and he's not actually being efficient and he's not actually trying to weed out the people who weren't actually working as they find a closet with a bunch of just trash. Who is going to buy a Stay Woke shirt? Nobody. I can't remember any time recently in Arizona where an incident like this could be because we care. Well, I mean, Colorado Springs is pretty. You can carry in Colorado. I guess we can take, but people choose those locations very. Some would say wisely, but it's just gun-free zones are not gun-free for the criminals. I guess we can take solace in the fact that nobody wanted those shirts. That's true. I guess that's that's a small W for Twitter employees that even they themselves who try to espouse wokeness are you know what? We don't want this. This is crap. This isn't something we're about here. I don't really care about this. All this stuff is really stupid. Oh man, dude, today, I don't know. Did anybody catch, You should give those shirts to the homeless outside. Yeah. Where are the people asking for that? That's 100%. Those shirts are probably freebies. Probably. They look like they're, you can tell by the tags. They look like pretty good shirts. Just a thought, though. Did anybody catch the press conference today? The press conference was some of the clips that came from the press conference regarding Fauci and the White House COVID czar are just, they're too funny not to share. And I'm going to share it because it's too much. I used to live in San Francisco Bay. Those guys had better taste in clothes, smellier for sure. Hey, Find It, Fix It. What's up, man? How you doing? Find It, Fix It. We just found out the shooter in Colorado Springs is non-binary. Pass it along to your friends. According to his lawyer. I saw Abdul Jabbar's meltdown. Did you? Oh, yeah. I have that clip queued up, too. But here we go. All right. I have some of these, like, great clips. Some of these things are so great. All right. Here's our COVID czar saying, do you trust the physicians or some dude on Twitter? Better not trust somebody like me.
The best way, I believe, to counter misinformation and disinformation is to spread good information, to spread science-based information, to have trusted voices. So I started my comments by reminding everybody that America's physicians, like the real leaders of American medicine,
yes,
the people you trust.
People that you trust. Told you that sugar was good. Smoking cigarettes is good for you. These are people I trust.
For your cancer care and your heart care and your pediatrics care, are out there telling you need to go get a vaccine. You can decide to trust America's physicians.
Right. Trust America's physicians. Don't trust those physicians we won't actually name, because this isn't all in agreement. We all agree that science isn't something that you have hypotheses over and you try to find out factually about things and you get down to the bottom of things and test stuff and test ideas and test truths. Science is whatever the top down tells you is true, you believe it. And that's what we do now. It's important for us to know that. We have to just, whatever the 88, whatever the top minds think, or the top mind we trust.
Or you can...
Yeah. So you're going to trust the science.
Are out there telling you need to go get a vaccine. You can decide to trust America's physicians, or you can trust some random dude on Twitter. Like,
ooh. I trust the Liver King, actually, with my medical expertise. Should I be getting my advice from America's fake physicians? Yeah. Are you talking about I forget what physicians. What's that physician alliance that's against like everything they're talking about? They're bringing back Trust the Science. Man, that's retro. I know. I'm glad we're back at this place. We're back. It gets better. There's more clips. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm just giving you the tip, as they say. I get my medical advice from Dr. Pepper. He's a good guy. Great. 23 flavors. The real leaders of medicine, the superheroes of Legion. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Wait, what did you say? I kept expecting to say I would turn this press conference around and nobody will get ice cream. Oh my God, exactly. Okay. All right. This clip from Fauci is just so delicious. It's almost too good to handle. What are you guys talking about? I get my medical advice from Dr. None of which are pepper. Yeah. Why isn't the Dr. Pepper filled with any sort of pepper? Nah. What are you, nuts? All right. All right. Dr. Fauci was just on one today, and he just put out some delicious lines that we can all agree with. And I want you to listen to Fauci's words very carefully. Every single word. because I'm going to make sure this is turned up to the max.
But the real danger is in the people who have not been vaccinated. But the real danger is in the people who have not been vaccinated.
The real danger is in the people who have not been vaccinated. What is in those people? What's in them? Immunity? Immunized? Dr. Fauci, I thought he had his head frozen underneath the Magic Kingdom. So the real danger is in my spleen. Yeah, exactly. I just think that's like the most insane quote ever.
But the real danger is in the people who have not been vaccinated.
Exactly. They're disgusting. I don't know what's in them. I don't know how we can get it out of them. I feel like we can put them somewhere where we can re-educate them or make them think right. There's something inside these unvaccinated individuals that we need to get down to the bottom of, because it's disgusting. It's unright. It's probably some white supremacy, some kind of systematic injustices, something that they themselves, they can't even get out, but the vaccinated know it's inside them. We're gonna get it out. We'll get it out of you one way or another. All right, it's disgusting what's inside of you. It's freaking disgusting. I don't know what it is. We'll get it out. He's just giving us his greatest hits. I know, because this is his last press conference before he retires. A little stroll down memory lane before he retires with millions of dollars in non-extradition country. We'll probably find him on Epstein's island. He probably will buy it, or maybe he'll buy Epstein's Santa Fe ranch. God. Oh, he's the worst. I just love that, like, there are people in the world that like Dr. Fauci, and they're just like, yeah, what is inside them? What makes those disgusting human beings from following the science? I don't get it. And maybe we'll never, ever find out. Because I'm all about science, baby. I'm all about science. Okay. You thought I was done with Dr. Fauci. I truly am not. Here's another one. We've got brains. Yeah, exactly. I think it's called the medulla oblongata. Mama says the medulla oblongata. All right. Hope everyone's doing freaking fantastic today. I appreciate you guys for being here for the late night stream, even though Papa is in his bathroom as we speak. All right. Fauci goes on to talk about Thanksgiving, of course, because when you think Thanksgiving, you think your white supremacist uncle coming over to tell you that Donald Trump is the best president he's ever seen in his life, and tell you that we need to be concentrated and focused on things like the Constitution and Bill of Rights. Ugh. But what should we really be focused on this Thanksgiving? I don't know, Dr. Fauci. Why don't you tell us?
As immune compromise, first of all, everybody should be vaccinated and boosted with flu.
Don't listen to your stupid uncle. He's probably coming over with like some kind of American flag apparel.
And with COVID, whether or not you wear a mask, or another thing we shouldn't underestimate is testing. So when we're gathering at a family gathering for Thanksgiving or for Christmas or for any other holiday as we get into the winter, it makes sense that you might want to get a test that day before you come into a place in which you might be infected and spread it,
so
or
true.
Other people who might be there.
Yeah, even if you don't have any symptoms, get yourself checked. Get yourself checked before and after you leave buildings, before and after you go to the gym. In fact, I get myself checked before and after I go to the bathroom. I want to make sure that I'm not spreading anything on my toilet. You know what I mean? I don't know where that came from.
in order to protect. So masking is important, but you can count masking, vaccine, boosting, testing. All of that is part of the spectrum of protecting yourself.
COVID is a spectrum. And are you... Are you on the COVID spectrum? Ways to find out if you're on the COVID spectrum. First, you have to find out if you're unvaccinated, because if you're unvaccinated, there's something inside of you that tells you might not be on the spectrum. But if you are, and if you're on your 5th booster shot, like me, I'm actually getting my 6th tomorrow. I'm on the spectrum, and I hope you join me. Join the spectrum, because the spectrum is where you belong. Join us on the spectrum. He's blurting out all the talking points for an old time. He really is. It's just too much. This is like a broken record. This is like somebody wrote down, "Hey, Dr. Fauci, come here. On your last press conference, when you come in, make sure to get the hits. Don't just tell us new information or say, like, I really enjoyed being a millionaire. I love my Disney movie. I love the sexy shoots I did for magazines. I love throwing out the first pitch, even though it was like the worst first pitch known to mankind." When you come out, do all the lines that really trigger the right. You know what I mean? Because life is about triggering the right. It's just too much. Dude, Derek, you're getting credit in my next video. Oh, yes. You just gave me a brilliant idea. I got to get this written down before Cop Surf runs out. What? This is brought to you by Robitussin. Nobody's conforming this year. We've heard enough of it. Yeah, I know. Where I'm asking your bathroom. Wear a mask in the... Okay. Yeah. Please wear a mask in your bathroom. Also, get checked. Get checked before you go to the bathroom. Again, because you don't want to be spreading in the bathroom. All right. And then I saw this. And because this is exactly what Papa was talking about. Karine Jean-Pierre was like Papa says, I'm going to turn this press conference around if you don't shut up.
We have a process here. I'm not calling out on people who yell. And you're being disrespectful to your colleagues, and you're being disrespectful to our guests. I will not call on you if you yell. And also, you're taking time off the clock because Dr. Fauci has to leave in a couple of minutes. I'm done. I'm not getting into a back and forth with you. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Dr. Fauci,
but she's
only
30 great questions.
You're not being me. Go ahead, Jeremy.
You ask your question, you should have
Come on, man.
Jeremy. It's Jeremy. It is not your turn. It is not your turn.
Maybe it's him talking, or maybe it's him asking about the origin of COVID-19. I don't know what's better. She looks like she drives a minivan. Bubblehead Biden. She does look like she drives a minivan. A Dodge minivan. She looks like a Dodge minivan. Wait, what color? Can we get you in a minivan? Can we get you in a van? This is her car. This is her going in and out of press conferences. Hop in, bitch. We're riding, baby. Alex Stein needs to get in there and goof them. Yeah, that would be incredible. That might be the best thing he ever did. Or wait, maybe she's a Honda minivan. I don't know. No, it's too sexy. Maybe like a Ford. What's it? A Ford. I forget what the Ford minivan. I've had enough of you. Go sit in the corner. Exactly. This is more. This is more This is more Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's. just all thugged out, rolling in. She sounds pissed off because she was forced to drive to school carpool for a last minute. Exactly. Wait, where is this at? Oh wait. Okay. I just love that she's getting so mad.
The room. She has a valid question. She's asked about the origin of COVID.
I hear the question.
Dr. Fauci is the best person to answer
I hear your question, but we're not doing this the way you want it. This is the disrespectful. It is. I'm.
She's so mad.
I hope you get ass cancer and die, you son of a bitch. I'll cut your throat. I'll come to your house and kill your children. I hope.
Done. Simon, I'm done.
I'm the press secretary in charge. I am the captain now.
I'm Simon, I'm done. I'm done with you right now. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're taking time away from your colleague.
What a racist. It's too much. She's so aggressive. Oh, man. It's so incredible. I'm done. No juice box for you. Exactly. Exactly. And she's like, after we get out of here, no orange slices for you, buddy. No orange slices for you. I was going to bring organic orange slices, but nothing for you. I'm done. She blew up. She really did. But this is her trying to. This is her video here trying to pump up Dr. Fauci coming out, and I just think. I feel like I'm living in a bizarro world at the moment, because when you think Fauci, you think about AIDS, you think about a lot of things, COVID-19. Has he done a good job? Has he been perfect? Has everything he said been backed up by science? I don't know. Let's find out from our own press secretary, Jean Jabbar.
Dr. Fauci has always led with the science, and our country is stronger and healthier because of his leadership.
Dr. Fauci has never gotten a single thing wrong in his entire career. And if anyone says anything different, it's because they've never read this book, The Real Anthony Fauci. This book is a raving review of how great of a doctor he truly is. He's gotten so many things right. Big Pharma, Bill Gates, war on the global democracy, health, children's health defense. You know, all these things combined. Bill Gates is also a great doctor that I follow very closely. Make sure to follow the WWF with all their advice and wills. Here's some highlights from the book. His $417,608 annual salary makes him the highest paid of all 4 million federal employees, including the president. This is all good stuff. Anthony Fauci seems to not have considered his unprecedented quarantine of healthy would kill far more. You know, I don't want to read the rest of this statement because it just speaks glowingly about how great of a doctor he is. If I could see, Tucker Carlson recommended this book. I don't really understand that. Tucker Carlson's a white supremacist. So I don't. Maybe I'm just not reading it right. But I mean, I was reading it and nothing but glowing reviews. I mean, good stuff. I got that book before it was blacklisted. Why would this book be blacklisted? Because they don't want the truth to come out to how great of a doctor Anthony Fauci is. How great of a human being he is. Let's not get it twisted. Let's not forget about the billions of doses worth of, okay, I'm not going to read that horse paste in my chat feed. You can take your horse paste. I assume you're getting it at PetSmart or whatever crap store you are a part of, you know. You can take that and shove it up your Joe Rogan, you know? Put it right up your Joe Rogan. I'm not kidding. Put it in there. You can still get that stuff. You probably can. You can get it at PetSmart. For all I care. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to get it from like a real doctor like Anthony Fauci. He will tell you, well, he'll ask you, like, are you vaccinated? If you say no, then you should just go home and sleep. You know what I mean? That's literally what my doctor told me when I had COVID. It's like, just go home and get rest. And you can't take me down for that, YouTube, because that's literally what my doctor said. Tucker Carlson strikes me as a guy who can't throw a barbecue. No way. Tucker Carlson's so rich. Why would he throw one? He would just pay. He would just pay someone to do it for him. He lied to the public, saying anyone can get AIDS. It's a problem for. Anthony Fauci never lied about AIDS. He said at some point, AIDS was airborne or whatever. Like, this has all been proven by science, and so, you know what I mean. Apparently, I have a lot of white supremacists in my chat right now. We're gonna have a purge soon. I feel like I'm living in a bizarro world when I listen to her talk about how great he is.
Dr. Fauci has always led with the science, and our country is stronger and healthier.
That was so good. I want to hear it again.
Dr. Fauci has always led with the science,
Yes.
and our country is stronger and healthier because of his leadership.
Amen. Amen. Did she give us a little smile? No, because she doesn't even believe it. God. Yeah. Oh, what's going on? I'm glad that we're done with Fauci. And I will miss Fauci. Oh no, my internet's being slow. I just saw. Okay, I'm back. I'm in the green again. I said I was like blanking. Thanks, YouTube. You're doing great. What the frick, dude? All right. I'm going to miss Fauci. Okay, now we're back. Why is my internet being all wonky? Okay, yeah, it keeps freezing. Sorry, guys. What the heck, man? Oh, because I'm talking about Anthony Fauci? Is that what's going on here? I'm saying how great of a job he's doing, YouTube. I'm saying he's a great human being, and I trust him with my heart, soul, and mind. Please stop trying to slow down my stream. I can see it. Anthony Fauci has done nothing but good works. He's done the Lord's work. White Supreme Pizza. Yeah, exactly. Okay. But Biden today. Yeah, YouTube had some problems today. Okay, so it's not just me. I mean, I'm not one to be like a conspiracy theorist. Like, YouTube is actually attacking my channel. Like, I don't think I don't have that big of an ego. Like, I'm not like, you're going after me. I know it. Freaking Biden today. Yeah, it's being slow again. All right. Here we go. Okay. It's like going in and out. Weird. Okay. If I delay, hold on. Let me change my settings a little bit. It's being all weird. I apologize. Maybe that'll make it better. Hey, Mr. Tubbs 911, what's up, man? My YouTube is being all slow. It's like cutting in and out. I don't understand what is going on. Well, I feel I'm gonna keep the show going, even though like I just don't understand why it's like being all janky like this. I apologize. It's not me, because I am locked into my computer, so it should be good. I should be good to go. I mean, I have what the heck, dude? Yeah, the left section on mobile just how. Yeah, the left section and mobile just out on the subs live. Huh. I'm like watching. I don't want to talk if you guys could even freaking hear me. You know what I mean? It's like stupid. What the heck, dude? Sorry this is happening. Maybe that'll make it better. I don't know. Your audio's okay, but the image is skippy. Man, what the heck, dude? My first late night live stream, and it's been all wonky. Lower the bit. I did lower the bit rate. Let's see if I don't need to lower the bit rate because my download speed is like at 700. Let's check internet speed. Haven't you seen Terminator 3? This is how it starts. Yeah, exactly. What the heck, dude? All right, now I'm green. Now I'm not. Maybe this is good. I think we're good. Okay. Yeah. No. No, my download speed is 650 and my upload speed is 18. Dang, I had like a bunch of people watching and now it's gone. Thanks for freaking YouTube. Worst day ever. Somebody call Hawkeye. We need an image for the time traveling murder works. Exactly. Let's see. I mean, that is like literally the slowest I could possibly be. Does this make it worse? I think we can roll with it. Okay. All right, good. As long as we can roll with it. If you guys are fine with it, I'm fine with it. If you're fine with it, I'm fine with it. All right, let's just keep going. All right, Joe Biden today did the impossible, is insane, and gave us maybe the quote of the century towards a black child. It doesn't get any better than this.
Imagine this has to be boring for these kids to stand up here. You're allowed to do anything you want, including go steal a pumpkin if you want. Anything you want to do. Folks, it's an honor.
Okay, he's not black, he's Hispanic.
Honor for Jill and I to be here. Imagine this has to be boring for these kids to stand up here. You're allowed to do anything you want, including go steal a pumpkin if you want.
What the heck? You can do whatever you want, baby. All right, I'm going to change my settings one more time. Just in case it's the freaking settings. All right. Let's see. Hopefully this will make it better. All right, and then we keep going down the list of it gets weirder. And it gets sillier. You need T1 line. I do have one. I'm hardwired in, baby. It's not me. My download speed is 750 and my upload speed is 18. I mean, like, that fixed it. I mean, it's sort of, my internet is fine. It's not me. I promise you. It's defo not me. But we'll keep rolling with it. So April Ryan to Fauci wanted to get down to the bottom and make sure my weather, I don't have any weather right now. Want to get down to the bottom of, do we wear a mask around gatherings in the family over the weekend, or do we unmask? It's a very important question.
On the issue of COVID and mask wearing. We're not talking about mask wearing in this moment.
Yeah, which is crazy because she's the only one in the whole room wearing one, and this is an important thing to focus on.
Masks and the word masks have become a pejorative in some parts of this nation.
Right. It's slang. It's basically the N-word. It's a pejorative.
Can you talk about the importance of mask wearing as you're worried about the holidays and people gathering together? And then on the gatherings for Thanksgiving and Christmas, what do you recommend for families who may have some who boosted and may have some who are not boosted, may have some who have not had a vaccine at all?
Ugh. And what are we supposed to do with those disgusting people? As Fauci said, there's something inside of them. Get you sick? Yeah, exactly. There's something inside of them. Yeah, how many people can we have over? Exactly. Exactly. Not enough is the right question. I love that. Why is it the one woman that is wearing a mask in the press conference asking a question about masks? It's almost too much for me to handle. It's just so silly. Look at the Spanish flu. Exactly. But this is also breaking, which I love. Celebrate Pride. Matthew Gaetz put out a tweet that said, taken in 2018, I'm still with Jim Jordan. And I love that. You and Jim Jordan should be together. You guys are perfect. What the heck? I'm still with Jim Jordan. Why is that a tweet? I couldn't help myself when I saw it. I was just like, you two make a beautiful couple. It's so stupid. I'm still with him. We're a couple forever. There's nothing inside my blood is pure. I know. I believe it. There's nothing pure about me. Don't let anybody say that to you, Willie. You have beautiful, pure blood, but not as pure as the love that Matt Gaetz has for Jim Jordan. Can I get an amen? Okay, as we continue going down the line. But I'm not done. Matt Gaetz does not look like a gentle cuddler. Exactly. He looks a little prickly. You know what I mean? He's got a little prickly pear thing about himself. You think he's the big spoon or the little spoon? I think he might be the little spoon. I could see him being a little spoon to Jim. Jim's a little aggressive. Jim gets a little bit more Fox News time. Okay. You guys thought I was done talking about COVID. I'm not done. And you shouldn't be done either. The White House COVID coordinator wants you to get a shot. In both arms. What? Derek, you're crazy. He didn't say that. Oh, yes, he did.
To make that happen. So please, don't wait. Get your COVID shot. Get your flu shot. That's why God gave you 2 arms. Get one in each arm if you want. Go to vaccines.gov and let's do everything we all can to protect the American people.
Amen. God gave you 2 arms because your left arm is for the flu shot, but your right arm, your trusty right arm, because many people are right-handed, unlike me. I'm disgusting. I'm left-handed. Ugh. Unlike the right arm's for COVID, because when you get your COVID shot, you're always right. What? You heard the solve the DB Cooper case? What? They didn't solve that. Did they really solve it? He's neither big spoon or he's neither big or a little spoon. He sleeps with a pillow in the middle of the bed. Oh my god, huge helicopters flying over my house right now. The FBI's here to get me. What the heck? What the heck is going on? I'm getting swatted. That's right. God gave us 2 arms. Wait, God gave us 2 arms so the government can force. Hey, you're not being forced. You're being coerced. I mean, you're being encouraged. All right. Look it up. Okay, I'll look it up. Where did you find that? Is this on World Weekly News? Because that's the only news source I trust. Wait, what's this? On YouTube, the time. Oh, it's on YouTube. Hey, this is what? New evidence points to the person of interest. What? DB Cooper expert. New evidence points to the person of interest is an unsolved case. I knew it. Vancouver, Washington. I gotta change. Hold on a second. I gotta change what I look like. Oh yeah, change it. This is for DB Cooper time. Thanks to Find It, Fix It. Oh yeah, here we go. The video says more. I trust Yahoo. Okay. This is a Derek O'Shea promise. This is the most trusted news source ever. Yahoo News. DB Cooper, expert. New evidence points to the person of interest in an unsolved murder case. Vancouver, Washington. A simple black necktie may be smoking gun to solve a murder and mystery that fascinated the country and law enforcement officials for 50 years. 50 years. I was born 50 years ago. DB Cooper, what happened to him? On the afternoon of November 24th, which is coming up, 1971, a nondescript man calling himself Dan Cooper approached the counter of Northwest Orient Airlines in Portland, Oregon. He used the cash to buy a one-way ticket to the flight of 305 bound for Seattle. Don't get hit by lightning? Why would I get hit by lightning? This is for protection. Hello? Oh, God. Shortly after the flight took off, he slipped the stewardess a note saying that he had a super bomb pizza in his briefcase and demanded that she write down what he told her. The stewardess made her way to the captain's cabin with the Cooper's note, which demanded 4 parachutes and $200,000 in 20 bills. $200,000, that could last you 5 days. When the flight attendant landed in Seattle, Cooper exchanged the flight 36 passengers for the money and the parachutes. Cooper kept several crew members, and the plane took off and ordered set course for Mexico City. The dude's legend. The name on the back of the door plane won't guess what the name was. Somewhere in Seattle and Reno, a little after 8 p.m., he jumped out of the back of the plane with a parachute and then ransom money. Cooper appeared to be into the night, and his ultimate fate identity remained mystery. Why DB Cooper should have checked the weather before his infamous hijack heist. Perhaps the mystery may be another step closer being solved. Eric Uliff, known for his History Channel and Discovery Channel investigations on the Cooper case, which is where I go for my DB Cooper news, said that he maybe made a breakthrough in the investigation. According to Fox 13 Seattle, during a press conference in Vancouver on Friday, this is where it gets very serious. Uliff said a black tie that belonged to Cooper that he had left on the plane has the answers. This time has ended. Is that a pearl? Gay? The tie actually gives us 3 very important particles that would consider very significant. Ula said during a press conference, it appears to be something that can amount to a commercial DNA that points out to a very specific company and a very specific division within the company at a very specific time. It appears to be something that amount to a commercial DNA that points to a very specific company and a very specific division within the company at a very specific time. There's a fantastic movie plot about D.B. Cooper and a bunch of shirtless underwear models that take off to Sasquatch. Sounds like a porno. Ulis said he analyzed 2017 lab reports that showed an abundance of unique metal particles were found on the tie. He was then able to match up just one Pennsylvania metal manufacturing company that was operational at the time and had special patents at those specific metals and alloys, a very specific company, a specific division, a specific time with specific metals and alloys. He contacted the company and looked into the employees who worked there in the 1960s, 1970s, and traveled to Pittsburgh, where the company was based. Ulis was able to narrow it down to 8 researchers working on the specific metal type projects at the time. How to watch Fox weather on TV. What is this all about? Is this a commercial within the article? No, I don't trust it. Bigfoot versus D.B. Cooper? I swear to God, the movie is real. How about Bigfoot versus D.B. Cooper fights off Godzilla? In the press conference, Ulis said a retired company manager recently told him that the employee named Vince Peterson fit the bill for D.B. Cooper's description. Oh. He was someone who regularly traveled the Pacific Northwest on business for the company during this time period. Peterson died in 2002. Shucks. Ulis spoke to his son, who does not believe his father was D.B. Cooper. Do you even trust his son? I don't. If Cooper had managed to survive the jump somehow, it would be a miraculous tale. First, Cooper picked out a terrible day to pull off the heist. It was quite stormy in the Pacific Northwest, and Cooper made his jump several hours before the sunset, falling to a heavy rain and a snowstorm that frequently strike the Northwest in late November. There were thick clouds, so thick, at 5,000 feet, which would have been obscured when he was landing. D.B. Cooper steals money, the learning it to genetics labs in Tokyo. Godzilla created D.B. Cooper, feels guilty, and dedicates his life to kill Godzilla. Where's that article? Make that article stat, or make that video, and I will review it. Oh no, where's my... Okay, there's my mouth. I couldn't find my mouth for a second. No experienced parachutist would have jumped the pitch black night in the rain. I would have done it with a 200-mile-an-hour wind in his face, wearing loafers. What? Wearing loafers and a trench coat. Well, that trench coat could be basically a parachute if you actually open up. If you open up your trench coat wide enough, you can really catch some air. It's simply too risky. FBI agent Larry Carr wrote in 2007 case update. He also missed that his reserve parachute was only for training and had been sewn shut. Many Sasquatch hunters have reported sightings of DP for years. I believe those people over anybody. When Sasquatch goes to bed, he looks under his bed for DB Cooper. Could you imagine DB Cooper being under your bed? Give me that $200,000, you silly goose. Something a skilled skydiver would have checked for. In all likelihood, Cooper ended up somewhere in the hilly or even mountains terrain in southwest Washington amid the extended rain and snowstorm. We don't know what elevation where DB Cooper landed, but weather data from Stampede Pass, which sits at central Washington Cascades at 3,500 feet, jeez, and likely about 100 to 150 miles north of where Cooper ended up, registered steady snowfall on November 24th for 4 days after. This is his predicted area. Which I totally agree, it's real. There was an inch of snow on the ground when when the dawn broke on the 24th, but by the 29th there was 27 inches. That's huge. Of snow, which temperature was hovering the upper 20s and 30s through the period. The FBI had focused on the area in the lower terrain in the lake. Okay, so we're getting some actual real serious things. I mean, we get down to the bottom, it says, remember, Cooper was only wearing regular shoes and a business suit. What about business socks? Hardly survived the gear for a jump in the middle of nowhere where freezing temperatures and rugged terrain await unless somebody was there waiting for him. He was likely soaked from the jump with little to no prospects of warmth, fire shelter, and consistent rainfall or snowfall. Once more, if Cooper had just waited a bit longer on the flight to make his getaway, he would have found much more tranquil weather conditions outside the Pacific Northwest. This is an ultimate clickbait article? You're an ultimate clickbait article. How dare you? There's a video on the speech, too. What do you trust? My video or somebody else's video? I trust myself. Because I can only keep myself accountable at the end of the day. Because I do extensive research on Yahoo News. And Yahoo News is a news source I trust. Okay, I'm going to take this off. It's like making my head sweat. It's like making my head sweat. I couldn't do it anymore. Hold on. Oh God. It's like too much. That was incredible. Thank you for sharing that with us, though. I think it was important to talk about. Wait a second. It's an ultimate clickbait article. Thank you for the nicest thing I've heard all day. Yeah, you're welcome. They show the guy's face too. What? Okay. What's the video called? I'll look it up. YouTube DB Cooper. DB Cooper. I'm sure I could find it pretty quick. Did it just come out 3 days ago? Has DB Cooper finally case? The one that only has 1,400 views? Is that what you're talking about? Upload date. 32 minutes ago? Wait. This guy has it going on.
When he got on a plane in Portland, Oregon last night, he was just another passenger who gave his name as D.A. Cooper.
What is this?
But today, after hijacking a Northwest Airlines jet, ransoming the passengers in Seattle, then making a getaway by parachute somewhere between there and Reno.
Of famous or notorious criminals committing daring acts.
What is
Most
this?
of the time they get caught.
Peer character doing a shot.
William Core _ day super chatted $2.
Thank you, Willie. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. It means so much to me, brother. Wait. This one has no views. This one is upcoming. The mystery at the Northwest. I am DB Cooper. I think we are all DB Cooper. Obviously, I'm going to upload mine tomorrow. Thank you so much, Willie. It means so much to me, man. I feel like I had a couple more. Okay. I don't know if you saw this tweet being passed around. Actually, it wasn't passed around. But the NHL decided now's the time to make a stance. Because why would you just be focused on sports when you could be focused on trans athletes? The NHL is proud to support the past weekend Team Trans Draft Tournament in Middleton, Wisconsin. Team Trans Draft Tournament. Say that 10 times fast. Team Trans Draft Tournament. Team Trans Draft Tournament. That's a tough one. This was the first tournament comprised of entirely transgender, non-binary players with 80 folks participating. And then this psychotic individual says, so men are playing on women's team? I hope the NHL pushed back. Oh, thank God they did. The NHL decided to put out this tweet. Trans women are women. Trans men are men. And non-binary identity is real. Pop in my chat says, I would love to see a trans hockey fight. Okay, that's so bigoted. You know, it's disgusting. The NHL was the last thing, was the last to do this and the last sport been able to watch lately. Yeah, I know. It's just like, why? Why do we have to have this? Just play hockey. No one cares. Do we have to have politics and everything? Does everything have to be political? And people are trying to figure out why is everyone's anxiety so high all the time? Because people don't feel like they have an outlet or feel like they can just take a breather or laugh a little bit or just, you know, make jokes without having to be lectured or talked down to, even on freaking sites that like Twitter. You know, a fired Twitter employee just got a new job as the head social media for the NHL. Yeah, okay, that's the tweet of the day. That's a dub. That's an easy dub. Let's see the replies. Nice. Let everyone know you're a bigot. Yeah, exactly. This is from Joe Biden. L. That's a great one. Huh? Men are hoarding on women's NHL and swimming. Thankfully, hockey isn't that much of a contact sport. God, people are freaking savage. Queen Bird, what's up? It is a late night roll. It's my Monday and Tuesday streams are going to be late from now on. I have a lot of clients right now, and it's just part of the. It's the season. You got ice cream, dude. That is. I mean, that's literally what you guys were saying. Thankfully, hockey isn't much of a contact sport. Amen, though. Because what makes women's hockey more fun to watch? Trans athletes. You should be thanking us. It's just so ridiculous. It's just too much, mate. Oh. I have to... So what happens when you get a trans woman decides to get in a fight? Oh, wow. So what happens when a trans woman decides to get in a fight with a biological female player? How dare you say that? First of all, any female would welcome a fight with any trans athlete. That is the fights are funner. Yeah, you got the ice cream. It's just so much. But that's all the clips I got today. I have some other clips queued up. Can I put a link in the chat for the Debu Cooper case? Just tell me you don't need to put a link. Just tell me the actual title of the YouTube video or who makes it, and I'll chat it up. Oh, I think I have voicemails to catch up on too. I always forget about that. I used to be good at voicemails. Now I just got a little crappy all of a sudden. I apologize. Do I have voicemails? I do have voicemails. I apologize. Well, I mean, okay. Wait. This text from Willie is incredible. I don't want to show his number. Hold on. Oh my God. Willie, that's incredible, dude. I love it. That's amazing. Thank you for that. Thanks for buying a mug, man. That's amazing. DB Cooper, make sure to drink. Dude, is that literally you as like as a doll? I don't know if that's creepy or amazing, dude. I think it's amazing, but it might also be a little creepy. Okay, I'll look this up. I'll look up that title. As long as this DB Cooper video is good. Hopefully it'll be good. I think it's that time. It's that time of year. Okay, this is 10 days ago. That's Santa. Exactly. Hold on, let me get another... I need to get another drink. Because I'm on vacation. Let me...
Clearly point.
Uh-oh. This is about to get serial. Hold on. What do I want to put some music on. Wait. Oh, the audio library. This is perfect. That's incredible, Willie. I love it. But we also... I think we also... No, we don't. Do we have enough? No, we don't have another voicemail. I thought we had another voicemail. My mug has been in production for the last 3 days. Oh, awesome. All right, hold on. I'm going to get another drink. Hold on. But I don't want to leave you with no music being played. I don't know if this is good.
Educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the new. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game.
What? Freaking YouTube free music? He looks a lot like me. Is that why you bought it? That's amazing. That's freaking awesome. I would buy something too. If I saw like a doll that looked like me, I would 100% buy it. I totally get it. Okay. Find It, Fix It found us this video of DB Cooper. Yeah, and I should be able to watch this. ABC. Just want to make sure I can watch this. Sometimes YouTube has been all wonky on me lately, even though they keep seeing my stream keeps going in and out. I don't understand that. Yeah, I should be good to go. All right, let's react to this video. If hell had hold music, that would be close. Yeah, I know.
Is pointing to him.
Who is he? It could be DB Cooper, the infamous hijacker from the 1970s. A longtime Cooper sleuth found a trail of evidence to a brand new suspect.
Now, this story involves a necktie, titanium, physicists, and Boeing aircraft. K2's Joe English live along the Columbia River to tie this all together. What do you have for us, Joseph?
Wow, it has been more than 50 years since DB Cooper jumped from the plane he hijacked in Seattle, supposedly landing somewhere.
Oh, if you guys are watching on YouTube, please smash the like button. And if you're watching on Rumble, hit that Rumble button. It helps me out.
In Southwest Washington, he's never been found, but some of the ransom money he got away with, that was found along the banks of the Columbia River. This is the only U.S. hijacking that's never been solved, but maybe a new witness will change that.
There have been a lot of people suspected of being skyjacker DB Cooper, even the Portland Pickles mascot at one point. Eric Eulis has been searching for the real DB Cooper for years. He even has a TV show about it.
He's been searching for him for years. God. I genuinely love when people get absolutely obsessed with stuff like this and spend their whole life trying to solve it. Smash a Like button harder than my hope for humanity. Yes,
But
please.
Ulis says his attention is focused now on a new suspect.
Are you serious? Wrong one. That's literally what I typed in. Okay. What is the one you typed in, told me to type in? DB Cooper investigator. I mean, that just came out 11 days ago. Is it Anthony R.R. Mills? Wait, wait, what one? This one? This one? 3 days or 2 days ago? This one at the bottom? This is gonna be fun with like the chat delay. God. Are you talking about this one? We'll talk. Okay.
Hi, it's Anthony. Welcome back to my show.
This one?
News about a possible suspect in the DB Cooper skyjacking case is all over the media, and I uploaded a video concerning it yesterday.
Okay, 271 subs. Is this what we're talking about? I gotta get some sleep tomorrow. It's gonna be a long day. Hey, peace out, man.
Cooper researcher Eric Ulis believes that 3 particles of what is described as a titanium antimony alloy was found on the tie that the skyjacker left behind.
No. God, I swear to God. I feel like you're just messing with me right now. Is it this one? This is the one I clicked on. I clicked on these two. KPT Fox. Yeah, just put the link in the chat. I trust you. Find it, fix it. Here's Eric Ulis. This is the guy that devoted his whole life to it. It's from 2 months ago. 2 months ago, though. I did copy and paste your words. God, I did. Okay. I will copy and paste your words one more time. Copy. I mean, look. This is what I typed in at the top. DB Cooper evidence points to... Oh. Okay. I just typed in what you typed in. And this is the first thing that pops up. Fox Seattle. I put link. I don't see a link. Where's the link? This is getting derailed. God. It's one of these 3, I swear. Where is the link? I do not see a link. Yeah, the one at the top. That's literally the one I picked. And then you said no.
All right, so...
This is what I picked. You said no.
There was a thin black clip-on tie worn by DB Cooper that was recovered in Reno, Nevada when the Skyjack airliner landed, ostensibly to refuel to head down to Mexico. The tie was manufactured by a company called Remington Apparel in North Carolina between 1962 and 1964. And
okay.
Dates are important. All these things line up, so it's important to keep that in mind, the date. The tie was sold exclusively at J.C. Penney's, and this was between 1962 and 1965.
I'm so glad we found it.
I say 1965 is because I know that the last year the tie could have been manufactured was 64, so presumably they didn't have a stock that was any greater than 1 year. So I'm assuming that the tie was sold no later than 1965. They did continue to manufacture the tie, but there were differences. I can point to this tie specifically and isolate that time period. The tie was analyzed by the FBI in the early 70s, and very little evidence was procured, obviously, the early 1970s. However, in the early 2000s, there was a paleontologist named Tom.
Do you guys ever wonder when you listen to guys like this and you listen to them talk about like a case they've been studying? It's like, wait, are you DB Cooper? Why? Is this your way of telling everyone that you're alive and people should still be looking for you?
A private citizen who was actually granted special access to the tie as well as some of the other evidence. And the tie was held in FBI custody during this period of special access. What Tom K. did is he applied sticky stubs to the tie, and what they are basically these things here. These are sticky stubs. They're little stubs, and you pull them off. There's a little sticky, I guess, wrap on the end of it, and you just literally affix it to the tie. And you pull the sticky stub off, and it pulls particles and things off of the tie. By the way, this is exactly what D.B. Cooper's tie looked like. This is not the tie, but this is precisely what the mother of pearl tie clip looked like, and this is the size of the tie to give you an idea. So those sticky stubs were applied to the tie in various locations. The complete tie was not sticky stubs. So in other words, there were certainly parts of the tie that...
How is this different than the article I read? Did you hear Antonio Brown posted nude pictures of Tom Brady's ex-wife? No way. Why? God, Antonio Brown's nuts, dude.
Nothing was taken from, nothing was analyzed as far as particles are concerned.
Vontae's perfect, just destroyed his brain.
Tom K's research, after he pulled these sticky stubs off, he
There's a
analyzed
clip
the
on.
particles under an electron microscope. He discovered titanium, stainless steel, aluminum, and several other particles on the tie, which was obviously reported in the early 2000s. Now in 2017, importantly, these carbon sticky stubs, the ones that Tom K had, were submitted to Macron Labs in Chicago. These guys are world famous, well-known experts with respect to this type of thing.
These guys were fantastic.
They put these sticky stubs under an electron microscope for the purpose of seeing what else could be found on the tie. And they discovered something north of 100,000 particles on the tie. Importantly,
poop particles.
There was a comprehensive list of these particles put together, and they were analyzed, or they were placed in an Excel spreadsheet. And this list of particles not only listed the particles, but also provided the chemical signature for the particles found on the tie. And again, north of 100,000 particles. What I started to do about a year ago, was actually go through these 100,000 particles. Specifically, I was looking for something that stuck out. I call it something tantamount to commercial DNA. Again, just as human DNA points to a specific person, specific individual, my thought was perhaps I could find something that was one of a kind that pointed to a specific company, because obviously these particles came from somewhere. And I found it. A few months ago, I found 3 particles of an exceptionally rare titanium alloy. It's actually titanium and antimony. And it's a very unusual alloy that was experimented with in the 50s and 60s, and basically was of no use to the aerospace sector or apparently anything else, and it was abandoned. But importantly, there were a couple of patents associated with this alloy, one from the early 50s and one from the mid-60s, 1965. Now, why that's important is because D.B. Cooper obviously had 3 of these particles on his tie, and it does appear that there is no place in the world that he could have picked up these 3 particles outside of
our tax dollars hard at work. I know this is so corny and so far, like, I don't know, I like it's cool, but I don't know
the company where these particles were experimented with, and the company where these particles were experimented
it's always like with a conspiracy theory, it's always like particles or like just like hearsay, or like actually everyone says this. It's never just like
was the company that was named on these patents, which was called Rem Crew Titanium.
It's real stuff. Yeah, I know.
Titanium existed in the 50s.
It's real particles.
It was a company that was owned partly by Remington Arms and Crucible Steel. That's where you come up with the name Rem Crew. Then in around 1958, Crucible Steel bought out Remington's portion, and it became known as Crucible Steel. Then in the late 60s, it was bought out by Colt Industries, ironically another arms manufacturer. For our purposes today, I'm just going to refer to this company as Rem Crew, even though it's changed names over the years. So what we have here is we have three very rare and unique particles, was never commercially produced and never commercially disseminated. It was just experimented with, that came from Rem Crew titanium. And we have
Dude, I'm about to fast forward this. This is really boring. And I'm sorry.
Patents from, importantly, a patent from
This is like one of these speeches that I feel like could be said in a minute, and he's choosing to talk for way too long.
1965. Again, keep in mind that D.B. Cooper's tie was manufactured between 62 and 64. There was other titanium, not only commercially pure, but alloyed titanium. There was stainless steel. There was aluminum. There were rare earth elements found in
this Sasquatch type story. It really is.
So salt. There was an abundant amount of salt found on the tie.
God. Freaking, it's particles and salt.
The salt that was found on the tie is not.
I'm sorry, Find It, Fix It, but this is too funny. You spent 5 minutes on 3 particles. I know, it's so much.
From a research lab, as well as particles that appeared to come from some high-end, sophisticated manufacturing shop.
I'm going to keep fast forwarding it. I'm sorry. I just can't hear him talk about freaking particles for 20 minutes.
Specialty metals to Boeing.
Okay.
One of these pieces was known.
So
as
he
Crucible
knew the
Industries.
planes.
Crucible Industries. What it is now is, or what's left of it, basically.
Okay, I don't care.
Building their lab opened in 1964. And in addition to having a research lab in the Robinson facility, there was
New Tech that found
a
it.
metal shop as well. And I'll just leave it at that. I'll kind of just fill that in a second here. So, in recent months, I managed to get a hold of a gentleman who was a retired supervisor at the research lab and worked in the titanium division of that lab.
It's some like old retired dude. I knew it.
And I managed to learn a lot about Rem Crew titanium.
Okay.
Very small universe of engineers that worked in the
I swear to God, I'm
lab.
gonna pass 13 minutes and we're not gonna figure out any.
So I started digging into Mr. Peterson's background.
There we go.
Mr. Peterson was originally from New York State, served in the Merchant Marines during World War II.
Irrelevant.
He moved to Washington, D.C., where he met his wife, who ironically happened to work for the FBI. Obviously, she was not an agent. They didn't have female agents back at that time.
So he thinks it's Mr. Peterson. Okay.
The family moved to Midland, Pennsylvania, which is where Rem Crew was headquartered in the 1950s. And Mr. Peterson began working for Rem Crew Titanium at that time.
Now we're talking.
In 1964, again, there's that 1964 date popping up again. Mr. Peterson and his family moved to the suburbs of Pittsburgh, where he started working at the Rem Crew Research Lab.
Found him.
And again, the research lab there opened in 1964. Mr. Peterson worked on titanium and other metals, but his specialty, what he was kind of known for, was working on titanium. And I have some photographs of his coworker. His coworkers gave him sort of a specialty item.
Okay. See, I fast forwarded like 4 minutes and I'm still following. So he worked at Rem Crew, Boeing, FBI passed, particles on his tie. This guy's name's Mr. Peterson. All this stuff matters. What is the point, please? I don't know.
All the various
I think it's just he's trying to say it's
academic papers attributed to Mr. Peterson.
Mr. Peterson lived.
Consider intriguing because obviously he was looking into this. Now, I had openly speculated in the past that perhaps the salt was indicative of somebody who lived and worked in a cold weather climate, a place where they applied salt in the wintertime, melt the ice, that type of thing. but this seems like a very plausible explanation for the assault on the tie as well. In 1971, the entire aerospace sector experienced a significant downfall. This included Western Pennsylvania, the specialty metals and steel industry. There were literally tens of thousands of workers who
30
were
seconds.
laid off or idled during this period of time. This is well documented, and this started in the spring of 1971. And about a year later, as 1972, the summer of 72 approached, things started to turn around in the metals industry. Boeing obviously had problems that persisted for many years. And obviously Boeing as well had a significant number of layoffs in 1971 specifically, which again, this is when the skyjack.
It just cut off. All right, it's Mr. Peterson. We got it. I hope that was good. Find it, fix it. Very interesting. Was it Peterson? Peterson did die, but he did work at all these places. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. I wanted to do a reaction video, but I have a new idea for reaction videos. I hope you guys can hang out with me while I do this, because it's Thanksgiving. Oh well. Hey, don't say oh well. That was interesting. I think it's interesting. Like I don't care as much about DB Cooper. I don't, maybe it's just my age that I'm not like that interested in him. Like I think it's awesome, the idea of him getting away, and I've seen the documentaries about it. My stepdad is like obsessed with DB Cooper, and I think it's super cool. But like, so it is Peterson. The guy got away. I think that's
the Joe Rogan experience.
Not only is it universal in it.
I think that's amazing. And very cool stuff, though. I'm glad you shared that with us. I don't ever apologize or anything, because this is it's community focused, and we're all about people here. You know what I mean? We certainly brought a few receipts. Dude, he brought in so many receipts. Let's see. So I have this new idea. I hope I got it right. Did I get it right? I did get it right. Yes. Okay, I just moved stuff around because it's late at night, and I'm on my second brewski, and it's freaking Thanksgiving. And I was gonna play. So I have this like very interesting video about the ego causing. So I'm either gonna. I'll let you guys choose. I'm all about because you guys are just as much as part of this as me. I'm gonna let you choose what I want to react to, like what I'm going to watch, because I think like 3 of these things are interesting. Let me start a new poll so you guys could choose, so it's not me. What? I swear these things are so like janky. Come on. Find it, fix it. Why are you so obsessed with DB Cooper? Just curious. What tickles your fancy? What makes you go, that's interesting, I want to know more? Because I didn't even know about that until you brought that up. I find that interesting. I like that kind of stuff. I like meeting people that are interested in different things than me. God, come on. My internet is slow. I think it's my computer. I got a new computer. All right. Okay, new poll. Here we go. It's funny that YouTube is moving a lot faster now that I'm not talking about COVID. Or what's this one? Yeah, those 2 videos. You guys choose. It's up to you. Either could be amazing. So the Young Turk video is one on them reacting to conservative takes, which could be just delicious now that we know that the shooter is non-binary. Not that like matters, but it takes away from the Christian nationalists or whatever crap that they wanted to push upon us.
Okay, here comes the right wing. Kurt Schlichter on Twitter.
You choose. Okay, we got one vote. We got one vote in the chat. Make sure you smash a like if you're watching. Any other votes? I want to make sure you guys get your voice in. Without your voice, we have nothing. Make sure to vote. Unless you don't care. If you're like, I don't care. All right. I'm going to close it in 3, 2, 1. Closed. All right, cool. All right, now I'm going to try this. I think this is amazing. All right, let's react to this. Young turds losing their mind about conservatives.
So, okay, here comes the right wing. Kurt Schlichter on Twitter. I don't think we have to tolerate pedophiles because some a-hole shot up a gay bar. Frankly, a lot of people trying to convince us we need to tolerate pedophiles seem to be happy to use any excuse to silence their opposition.
I'm sure he had that take when it came to getting Roy Moore elected in the Senate in Alabama.
No,
right?
the right wing loves
it's
pedophiles.
Like such a small screen.
And I'll explain that in a second. So then Tim Pool responds, because there's no end to the depravity of right-wing media. He says, we shouldn't tolerate pedophiles grooming kids. Club Q had a grooming event.
How is it a grooming event? It's a drag show at a mind your own goddamn business. There's no kids there. Consenting adults can do whatever the hell they please. They don't need your goddamn permission. Oh, do we need permission from grifters now to enjoy our adult lives? Is that what we need?
Golly, they are absolutely freaking out.
I need permission from Beanie Boy Tim Pool to go to a drag show?
Beanie Boy Tim Pool.
Shut up and sit down, Tim. How about that? How about that? Always involved in
Tim Pool, shut up and dribble.
Everyone's personal life and personal business. Didn't say a peep when it came to Roy Moore fondling 13-year-old girls and molesting them. Not a peep, because it's all about political power. It's all about getting your guys elected into Congress. And don't give me any of that garbage about how, no, I'm not on the right. I'm not on the right. I just spew right-wing propaganda all day and all night. I'm not on the right. Shut up and sit down.
That. I'm not debating that. He's a monstrous right-winger. He's a terrible, terrible person. Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, look, on jaywalking.
They're going to pull a monstrous right-winger.
I'm progressive. But, I think we should, all gay people are pedophiles and groomers, and we should all...
They are children there, and I would think that is our business. Well, yeah. Yeah, you would think you play Mario. I am playing Mario right now. Again, that is where any logical person would draw the line. It's like, sure, you can say it that way, but if they're all over the age of 18, that's another thing. But if there's children there, that's a whole other thing.
All attack them and just do all these horrible things so we can goad our lunatic audience. And yes, Tim Pool, Matt Walsh, Tucker Carlson, you all have lunatics in your audience and you weaponize them and you know it. I mean, look at him.
Right. No lunatics in this audience.
I'll finish the tweet to be fair. How do we prevent the violence and stop the grooming, he says. Oh, in other words, well, I didn't quite like the way he murdered all those people, but hey, I really like the fact that he attacked these people that I'm calling groomers. Based on nothing. I mean, he said it. Club Q had a grooming event. He said, it's not a goddamn grooming event, you monster. Okay, so what is a drag queen? A drag queen is someone who dresses in a way you don't like.
It's a costume.
Are you insane? Are you insane? Why do you care how they dress?
What? So a drag queen is somebody who dresses how you don't like, in a way you don't like. I don't like the way you dress, Chank. Where's your tie at? You're basically a drag queen.
Yes.
Boom.
Why do you care? It has nothing to do with kids.
You should go.
Maybe we don't like the way you goddamn dress with your stupid dumb beanie. Okay? So what is it? Oh, should we call you groomer, pedophile?
Don't you love how mad these people get? This is so fabricated. No way you're this mad. If you're this mad at Tim Pool and Tucker Carlson, go get help. Seriously, get help. Find somebody. Go talk to somebody, because this is ridiculous.
And then say, oh, I know somebody should do something to stop Tim Pool. He's wearing a beanie. He's a monster. He probably molests little kids because of his stupid beanie. Okay, we don't do that because...
What the frick? What the frick? He molests kids because he has a beanie. How is this a real show? How is this a real take? It's incredible.
Unlike you, we're not trying to get people killed. Unlike you, we're not monsters who are constantly attacking people who are gay and in the LGBTQ community. I'm sick of these right-wingers. Look at it. They're almost celebrating it. I mean, he nearly brought goddamn pom-poms to the shooting.
Listen, if you have problems with men dressing as women or men dressing in drag.
How did I miss that?
You know, first thing I would do as a right-winger is I'd clean my own room, okay? Why don't you go have a conversation with Steven Crowder, who never misses an opportunity to dress as a woman, which I have no problem with, but clearly he has an affinity for it, and you guys seem to think anyone who dresses in drag is somehow a groomer. So why don't you go have a conversation with your groomer buddy, Steven Crowder?
But the right wing are disproportionately groomers
Why does he
and
care?
pedophiles.
I don't know.
So let's.
Oh God, right wingers are disproportionately. Don't you love that word, disproportionately? Whenever I hear that word used by the left, disproportionately, my antennas go up.
This makes it super clear. I mean, let's talk about what do we know about the giant case.
Why does he care? Because his show revolves around owning the right, even though they make fun of people on the right owning the left.
Cases of pedophilia in this country. Number one is Catholic priests, one of the most conservative professions in America. Right-wingers, Republicans, Catholic priests. And they're always constantly talking about, oh yeah, a Catholic priest said that Nancy Pelosi or Joe Biden couldn't have communion. Catholic priests are the best, they say. And meanwhile, they're the worst pedophiles in the entire country.
And the Boy Scouts.
all
Boy Scouts.
Which
They
is
love the Boy Scouts.
All the
right
Boy
wing
Scouts.
compared to the Girl Scouts.
Nests of vipers and pedophiles and groomers, okay? And the right wing's like, yes, I love how they molest the little kids like that. Go get them, Boy Scouts. Go get them, priests. Tell me I'm wrong. You guys love the Boy Scouts.
This is the most unhinged rant I've heard in a long time. Again, on my podcast, what did we say? that event was tragic and incredibly sad. And we're finding out more information about the shooter. Turns out he's not a white Christian nationalist. He's non-binary. What else are we going to find out? I don't know. Because I let the facts roll. I don't just assume like these people do. But let's continue down the road of right-wingers celebrating child molestation. What? I haven't heard that at all. But yeah, this show's real. Crowder dresses in costume in his show all the time. And so do I. It's called a joke. And for fun and silly. I'm not saying, hey kids, dress like me.
Scouts and Catholic priests, you never criticize them. Well, okay, Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, Donald Trump says he's a great friend of mine. He said, I know he likes them young. He said, I know he likes them young. He said it.
Yep.
And he wished Ghislaine Maxwell well twice after she was arrested. The biggest groomer in American history. And as president, from the podium, he's like, oh, I wish her well.
Yeah.
And Tim Pool, did you say, hey, Donald Trump is a monster who supports pedophiles and groomers?
Well, Donald Trump's his daddy, right?
Yeah.
He's your daddy, right? Tim Pool, you love your daddy. Daddy can do...
How is this a real show? Donald Trump's your daddy. This is why I watch this show. I'm sorry. I know I had to put you guys through this show, but it's better than SNL. This is better than Weekend Update. This is better than The Daily Show.
Do no wrong. Daddy can go ahead and wish Ghislaine Maxwell and whoever he wants well, knowing full well that this woman was standing trial for literally grooming young girls and women to be molested and sexually assaulted and in some cases raped by Jeffrey Epstein. But your daddy is the one who wished Ghislaine Maxwell well. So that's okay. That's okay.
Biggest pedophiles in American politics: Dennis Hastert, former Republican Speaker of the House; Mark Foley, another Republican who tried to molest the kids who were interns and pages in Congress. And every step of the way, all the Republicans circle the wagons. Roy Moore, oh, our molesters are awesome, they say. Please vote for our molesters and our pedophiles, Republicans say. Republicans, you're guilty, okay? So, you don't like it? Does that hurt your feelings? Meanwhile, you call gay people groomers nonstop, and you don't care about their feelings.
There's actually organizations called Gays Against Groomers, but, you know, those aren't real gay people. It's just like black people voting for Republican. They're not real.
Now they're doing another talking point. All teachers are groomers and pedophiles. Why? Because the teachers union gives money to Democrats. So they're trying to destroy the teachers union. So Joe Rogan does it, Tim Pool does it, every Republican politician does it. And then I'm supposed to care about your goddamned feelings as you encourage people to murder gay people day in and day out? He said it. He talked about how Club Q were groomers after they were massacred. The right wing are monsters. And I'll tell you right now, the number one reason.
What do you think drives people to commit violent acts? It's rhetoric like this. Not Tim Pool or Steven Crowder. It's insane rhetoric like this.
They constantly talk about pedophilia is because it's going through their heads. Non-stop, they're thinking about kids. I guarantee it. The reason...
No. What happened is that Jeffrey Epstein was convicted and then nothing ever came from it. And we never got down the names. And then people are just like, forget about it.
And Paul wears a beanie is because he's trying to contain the pedophilia that's in his head. That's why he's always talking about it. He's seeing it everywhere.
Oh my God. It's just like clip after clip after clip for me. This is incredible. Molesters on both sides are protected, and that's not okay. You know, I don't care. Evil should be called out regardless of what team they play for.
Why? Because he's projecting. Oh, Tim, did your feelings get hurt? You call everybody groomers and pedophiles, and you have no concern knowing full well there are lunatics who can't wait to murder them in your audience. You can't say that about me. Oh, I can. I don't know. I don't know that if you are. I do know you show all the signs of it. Two can play at that game.
Yeah, I mean, look, and
teachers,
keep going if you want to. Keep going, because you'll go after medical professionals, doctors, nurses. You'll go after teachers. You'll go after workers, all sorts of groups of people who have no power. And then elections roll around, and you're like, wow, how did the Republicans underperform so significantly? Could it be that they spend all their time attacking hardworking people in this country? They spend all their time defaming.
Mr. Tubb, I agree. There's bad on both sides, but the left pushes it more. Yeah, and they demonize, like they okay it more. They don't see it as grooming. See, that's they don't see it as molestation, grooming, pedophilia. You know, encouraging children to perform acts on their body that they can't change for the rest of their life. They don't see it as such. So they aren't self-aware of their own hypocrisy, and that's the problem. And that's the problem on both sides, but it's really a problem on shows like this, and that's why I try not to be like that. I don't want to be like this person that, like, if I look in the mirror and there's something wrong with me and say, you know what? It doesn't matter because I'm on the right side. That's what's different. Yep, the left doesn't want to hide it. They just want to normalize. Yeah. Minor attracted person is a real thing. If you don't believe that, look it up. There are people trying to normalize it. It just should be called bad, period. I don't care what side you play for or if you've done a lot of good for this country. Well, let's just forget about it. Like, it's not the game I play. I try to be a realist, and if you're a terrible person, well, you're a terrible person. Like, I don't care if you're a terrible person, but yet you're for border security. Okay, you're okay with me. It's so stupid.
Aiming in the worst possible ways innocent people in this country because that's their bread and butter, Cenk. So, I mean, the projection point, I think, is a good point because we've seen it play out so many times with so many right-wing public figures.
Using words like murder,
the other possibility is this is Tim Pool's bread and butter. This is how he makes his money. This is what a small,
James Richards, test. Yeah, I see you, buddy.
Action of rabid right-wing zealots eat up. This is what they want for dinner, and this is what they consume on media, and that's what Tim Pool and other goons like him provide.
Isn't it amazing that they attack teachers, doctors, scientists, and the average worker saying their wages are too high?
Mm-hmm.
But they never attack bankers or corporate CEOs.
Not surprising at all. They work.
Wait. Now we're talking about corporate CEOs. Isn't it amazing that they aren't talking about climate change on their podcast all the time? I'm just asking the questions. And how did Building 7 go down? Huh?
The bankers and the corporations.
Oh, wow, you guys are such populists because you dress like bums. Wow, you're so populist, okay? You're not populist. All you are is glorified
trash
fluffers of the powerful. Ironically, Tim Pool is on his knees every single day.
Yeah, unlike the WF and Amazon and places like this, and Microsoft, Bill Gates and Jeffrey Epstein and the Obamas, Bidens. These people are just common people, just common folk. Support your unions.
Servicing corporate executives. Oh, yeah, everybody hate the little guy, hate the average man. I'm such a populist because I hate gay people and black people and brown people, right? Oh, yeah, but corporate CEOs, I love you.
This is the most unhinged thing I've ever watched. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's nonstop entertainment. I see why. I just try to imagine the mentality it takes to watch a show like this and be like, that's a good point. Never thought of it that way.
You guys, have I done enough? No, you've never done enough. Get on your knees again, Tim. And Joe Rogan and Crowder and all of you. Get on your goddamn knees for corporate executives that you serve with this goddamn hatred.
Unlike
Don't look
us.
at the real problem in the country.
Young turds.
All those guys
supported by
stealing
you
your
too.
money through bribing all of our politicians, Republicans and Democrats. Don't look at that. Just focus on the culture wars and drive the hatred. Because Tim's getting paid, and so are all the other monsters in the right wing. They're terrible human beings.
Oh my God, that was literally incredible. That was insane. It's so hard to live. It's so hard to live life as a leftist with so many Republicans messing with them. Yeah, I guess so many like podcasts that are A, get more views, B, more popular without the major corporate backing, like that show, aren't also supported by, the algorithms and stuff like that. It's just annoying. This guy is all over the place. He is all over the place. It's so hard to see. But that was like the most unhinged thing ever. I don't know. It's just... I just get so annoyed when people, if you believe one thing, they put you in this bubble as if you are part of the bubble because they're such children in their reasoning they can't just distinguish people's beliefs as different as their own beliefs. They'd say Crowder is, Tim Pool plus Crowder equals Joe Rogan and Tucker Carlson. It's just so stupid. I think Young Turks is a money laundering operation. Okay, that's hilarious. Yeah, totally. I don't get any reason why they're supported by YouTube. I don't either. Like, when I watch these clips, I get a lot of my shows limited ads or are not like ad friendly and stuff like that. And like shows like that, green light. Just green light. Say whatever you want. Be as insane as you want. But a show like mine is under like scrutiny of like, if you slip up, if you say this little thing, we're going to come down on you. But you can just say like, Tim Pool wears a beanie and he molests children. And it's like, oh yeah, totally. That's okay. This is a YouTube friendly show. Like, what the frick is going on? They call us hateful while telling us we hate black and brown. It's so stupid. It makes no sense. This is why they just throw out these terms like racist, homophobe, transphobe. They just say all these things. If you like, because it's the same thing. It's like whenever they have like arguments they're trying to use, they just smash everything. They'll be like LGBTQ plus climate change plus the science plus all this other stuff that like doesn't compute or make any sense why we're adding it into the same thing. But it's because they all believe the same Bible, the same leftist Bible. If like you don't believe this, if you don't believe everything in our Bible, then you are a right-wing conspiracy theorist, Tucker Carlson wannabe, Steven Crowder dress wearing son of a like, it's just so silly. Let's calm down a little bit and have some relaxation. And this is my last clip of the show. From Joe Rogan. I want to react to this author, Stephen Pressfield, on the ego causing procrastination being a force in nature. I think this is a very interesting concept in my mind. When I read the title, I was like, procrastination, ego, and being a force in nature. These are all things that I get excited about. If he was Sam Kinison, he might be funny. Yeah, good call. Sam Kinison. Shout out to Sam Kinison. All right, let's check out this video of Joe Rogan. I think this might be interesting. I love anything with ego, and this guy seems interesting. He's got a good look to him, and what is going on? Oops. I trust him with all my heart, soul, and mind. All right, let's start over.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Not only is it universal in that everybody experiences it, but they all seem to experience it with the same script. You're not worthy, you're too old, too young, too fat, too thin, whatever. Or let's do something else. Let's distract ourselves with something else. So everybody gets the same thing. I mean, I always say that it's a force of nature. It's not personal. It's not specific to you, even though that voice in your head sounds like it is specific to you. It's saying Joe, and then it's hitting you right in the points that are your sore points,
Yeah.
But it's really not personal. Everybody seems to experience the same thing. And
what do you think it is? When did you write The War of Art?
2002.
And in that time, after writing that, I'm sure it's obviously been a very successful book. So you've had time to think about this. Like, what do you think is going on? Like, why is that a force of nature? What is it?
I'll give, this is my lengthy explanation, but I'll give you my theory.
Please.
If we think of the human, so everybody's got to bear with me, this takes a minute or two. If you think of the human psyche, we got the ego, which is like a little black dot in the middle of a greater thing that we would call the self, like the Jungian self with a capital S. And the self contains the collective unconscious, all the aspects of the unconscious, right? The hero's journey, the archetypes of the unconscious, all of the sort of intuitive stuff, right? When you, I would imagine, come up with great comedy material or any kind of material, it's coming from that self, coming from that deeper place, right? And even when Jung or Joseph Campbell describe the self, I have a little diagram in the War of Art where adjacent to this larger self, they'd have like 3 arrows, and the arrows are coming from what they call the divine ground, which I take to mean whatever greater force is out there, that will come to you. So this is a long way of saying that the ego, which is, right, your I part, the part that identifies with this body and with the ego, wants to be in control, right? The ego is where you drive down to the store, you get it, whatever it is, right? But when you're trying to tap into that greater intelligence, like if you're writing, if you're trying to come up to, if you're a musician, if you're any kind of creative person, you're trying to surrender to that self, to that greater self. And I feel like the ego hates that. The ego knows if you make that shift to identify with that greater self, then the ego is out of business. So I think, this is my theory, that the ego produces resistance to try to stop you from connecting and trusting and believing, because it is a leap of faith, right, to get to that other level, wherever it is. So the ego says to you, who do you think you are to try to tap into that thing? Who do you think you are to come up with this idea? It's been done 1,000,000 times better than you'll ever do it. You don't have the chops to do this. You're going to fall on your ass, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I like this.
Or let me distract you. Why don't we chase some women? Why don't we get drunk? Why don't we hang out with our buddies? Whatever it is. But so I think that what the ego wants is to maintain its control, right? And if you make that shift into that.
Hold on, I have to think about that for. Oh God, that was just like meaty. That was good, because it's so much in life. It's like I want to do something like this podcast. Before I started this podcast, I constantly told myself it's already been done before. There's 1,000,000 podcasts like it. Maybe nobody will like you. Maybe no one will think you're fun to watch, or think you're too old to start a podcast. You should start a podcast when you were younger. I just feel like that weird voice that tells you not to do something because you're too old, you're too fat, you're too stupid, you're too ugly, all these kind of things, hinders you so much from doing things that you actually want to do in life. And I think it's really important to slowly tell that voice, that negative self-talk voice of shut up, you don't deserve this. It's not you, that's for somebody else. Learning to slowly tell that voice to slowly shut up and engage in that initial desire of I do want to start a podcast. I do want to make people laugh. I do want to enjoy these kind of things. I do want to engage in politics and culture, and and who cares if no one this is what I want to do, so just do it. James Richards, good night. The subconscious mind is fascinating. It really is fascinating, because it's just weird, the things that we tell ourselves over and over again. Okay, I'll go back to the clip, but I have to pause it every once in a while.
That greater self. That's when you really are starting to tap into great stuff. That's where the great stuff comes from.
Yeah.
Right? And that puts the ego out of a job. At least this is my theory, Joe. So I think that the ego produces it. I mean, it's interesting, sort of, animals don't experience resistance. I'm sure they don't, right?
Right, but they also don't really experience creativity.
True.
Good call.
But they're in that greater world, I think, naturally,
Right.
They're
free.
They're in that God energy, An eagle or somebody that's flying, you watch the tiniest little wings or feathers even, control it. They're not thinking about anything, right? When they're hunting or whatever it is. So anyway, that's my theory on what resistance is. Now, Seth Godin, who he is. He's a believer that it's the
Who is Seth Godin? I do not know.
Seth Godin is a kind of a marketing guru, one of the earliest guys on the internet, from way back when it first began.
Early internet guys.
Is a great teacher of marketing and stuff like that, and also a wonderful guy in this area, in the sense that he is.
Once you know how to manipulate your subconscious mind, it's like manipulating, but also it's like creating new neurological pathways within your mind of creating new outcomes and new behaviors and thought patterns that you want in life. It's important to like always be kind of trying to control, and it's not that you're manipulating, it's like that you're just trying to take back control and not let it control you. You know what I mean? Can you see it? Yeah. I feel like I can see it. Can I see my subconscious? No.
Highly ethical dude. Like when he talks about businesses, startups, and all the things that he's kind of helping people with, ethics is a huge part of it. So I really respect the guy. And he's a great deep thinker too. Now he thinks it's what he calls the lizard brain, the amygdala, which
Lizard
I'm not
people.
even sure what that is. I guess it's the reptile brain at the back of your head, that's what's producing something. It wants producing resistance. But anyway, I respect his thinking on that, but I think it's what I just explained to you.
What you're saying makes a lot of sense. And the ego, whatever that thing is, that it's so interesting how it's not able to see that it would actually benefit the ego if you didn't have resistance.
Yes.
Which is really weird.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, because if the ego was wise and had like foresight, it could see the future, go, oh, if we just give in and relax and relinquish control, then we're going to come up with better stuff and our life's going to be better. Be able to buy a nicer house.
Yeah.
You know, maybe be able to go on trips. Your work will do well. Everything will be good.
It's a deep subject because also if you think about the ego's view of what life is, you know, I'm going to go into some deep stuff for you to mark this stuff, right?
Oh, I love this.
The ego has a whole view. The ego believes that this material world is all there is, right?
Yeah.
The ego believes in death. The ego believes that when this body dies, we die, right? The ego believes that this flesh can be hurt, you know, can be maimed, can be broken, et cetera, et cetera. So the ego is naturally lives in fear. I think that the predominant emotion of the ego, if we're living in the ego, which is 99% of people do, our predominant emotion is fear, right? And fear, even though we might not know it, fear of death, which is kind of why people want to achieve, I think.
Fear is like one of the most powerful emotions. Makes you do stupid things. I mean, look at our COVID-19 pandemic response.
Right? Let me make a name for myself, blah, blah, blah. Why people want to have children. Children will live on. Why they have insurance. Why they try to succeed.
Can you see yourself there? What do you mean? Can I see myself where? I'm confused.
Have a big house and this and that and the other thing, right? That's all sort of coming out of a mindset of fear. Whereas this giant self, in my opinion, the bigger self that is connected to the thing, its predominant emotion is love, if you ask me. Now, the ego, another thing the ego believes is that I am separate from you, right? We are all separate individuals, right? I could hurt you and it won't hurt me. That's what the ego thinks, right? That's why so much of the evil that happens in the world comes out of that, right? We can torture these sons of bitches and it won't happen to us, right? Nothing bad will happen to us. But the self believes exactly the opposite. Once you get into that deep level, right, that we are not separate from one another, that you and I are bound together in some kind of way along with all of humanity and all of the animal life and all of the planet, all of the oceans and all of that. And so the predominant emotion in that self is the emotion of love. So the ego, this is my belief anyway, the ego being centered in fear is going to try to hang on to what it's got, right? If the ego thinks that it's living our life, it's calling the shots, it's going to hang on to that, you know, out of fear, and won't. That's why I think it's so strong. Resistance is so strong. When the closer you get to moving into that self, into that greater space, like if you're sitting down and trying to write a novel, and you get into a kind of a flow of it, that's what the ego is really afraid of, because it's such a kind of empowering and intoxicating experience, the ego says to itself, shit, if this guy stays over here very long, he's never going to go back to, to where I call the shots. So I think that's why it makes itself, it puts such an intense shot at you to stop you from getting there.
So this greater self, what do you think that is? If the greater self is all about love, and the greater self is what recognizes the connection between all of us, what is the greater self?
Okay, it's a great question. I know that you're a guy that's into psychedelics to a certain extent, right? I mean, when you...
we do a lot to avoid it instead of confronting it. Yes. 100%. It's scary to confront that. Because you might realize something about yourself that you don't want to know, or you don't want to come to grips with.
Now, my only experience with psychedelics is back in the 60s, So I haven't done any of the stuff that people are doing now.
You want some?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I'm too old for that.
You're not too old.
But one of the things that
it's that ego.
That's resistance.
It's that ego. You just did it.
One of the things that from LSD or from mescaline or anything like that, right, is you suddenly see a whole other world that was not there before, right? Even though you're looking at that wall, all of a sudden that wall becomes so beautiful, right, that you can't even say anything except wow, right? So that, I believe, I was thinking in those moments, this must be the way Jesus sees the world, or the Dalai Lama sees the world, or God sees the world. And when I come back to my regular self and I see this kind of normal shrunk down world, that's not the real world, right? There's another world that's greater. And so that's sort of my feeling about it, Joe, that when you enter that, there is a greater world. We're living in that greater world right now. We just can't see it, we just see what's in front of us. And I think another aspect of it, to me, you would know a lot more about this than I do, being more in the present of this, is that if you're living in that kind of psychedelic world, you really can't drive a car. You really can't operate heavy equipment. You really can't handle the stuff you have to handle. You can't do your taxes, right? So in order to kind of live, you do have to sort of shrink that world down, right? To push all the beauty aside and all the amazing shit aside.
Yeah.
But that doesn't stop the fact that stuff is there, right? I always wonder, what was it like before we were born, and what's it going to be like after we die? Are we going to live in that world? Are we going to enter that world again? And what is that? What will that be like?
Do you think that this narrowed down world that you're talking about when the psychedelics wear off, do you think that's an artifact of the cold, hard reality?
Have you guys ever taken psychedelics in my chat? I've never taken it before. I'm just curious.
Of being an animal living amongst predators and other violent human beings on Earth, where in order to survive, in order to raise your children and protect your village and provide food to each other, you kind of have to have this very simplistic, just as you said, narrowed down, this different, where you can't just whack.
He gets the same thing.
Oh no. If you can see yourself there, you can get there.
You see a whole other world, that
narrowed down world that you're talking about when the psychedelics wear off. Do you think that's an artifact of the cold, hard reality of being an animal living amongst predators and other violent human beings on Earth, where in order to survive, in order to raise your children and protect your village and provide food to each other, you kind of have to have this very simplistic, just as you said, narrowed down, this different, where you can't just wax.
We are not alone if you want Jesus to help you. Exactly.
It's euphorically about the concept of the universe and life and love. And
I do believe that.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think that's why, again, like what I was saying about the ego being dominated by the emotion of fear, right? And also our parents, right, and our society, our school, everything, for our own good, as we're kids growing up, tells us all that, right? It kind of indoctrinates us into that world for our own good, right? It wants to protect us, On your way walking to school, somebody's going to beat you up, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So, yeah, I do think that's the case. It's kind of a strange world, isn't it, that God created for us? I mean, on the one hand, there's this beautiful other dimensional reality out there, but then there's this hardcore world of predators, in order to, like what did you just have on Instagram today? An alligator taking off the leg off a deer? I mean, that's that.
Did I?
You don't even know if what was there, but it's there. We just saw it a few minutes ago. But
I had it on Instagram?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Diana had it showed it to me.
No. Oh, yeah. There was a crocodile that took a pig and snapped it in half.
Oh, is that what it was?
Like that.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Terrifying video.
But that's the world, right, that God gave us,
sure.
right?
Yeah,
So,
predators and prey and monsters.
Yeah.
Dude. That was freaking nuts. That was nuts. I think if you're a confident person, you see late. Think if you are a confident person, you're less egotistic. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. What an interesting thought. I just think it's like important to, I mean, that concept with the ego in the mind and desires and what is beauty, what is love, where does motivation come from? I think it's just very interesting. I did LSD a year and a half when I was 18, and I learned things like how to see a different light. Interesting. Yeah, I've never done that kind of stuff. I'm like interested in it just based on what people say. And experiences like that, like people talk about ayahuasca and stuff like that. I mean, I don't think it's like a cure-all or it's gonna save my life or anything like that. I think there's like a little part of that, but that's all interesting stuff. I love that stuff. Obviously, psychology is my favorite thing in the whole world, but where desires come from, where motivation to experience new things, where fear, not like unhealthy fear, like where trauma and stuff like that, but like real fear that doesn't make sense, or fear that seems like out of nowhere, were little things of like, you like, I want to wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow, and your subconscious is like, no, you need to sleep in. I got all that kind of weird stuff. I learned a lot about ego and fear listening to real estate seminars and tape in the early 80s. I mean, that makes sense. I think we're reliving a little bit of that now as it gets worse. That's an interesting clip, though. All right. Willie, thank you so much for hanging out with me, man. It means so much to me. And thank you so much for all you guys hanging out in the chat. James Ritzer, Find It, Fix It, Papa, Mr. Tubbs. You guys are all amazing. Oh, Queen for stopping by. You guys are just the best. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this late night stream. It means a lot to me. Then I was interested in Tibetan Buddhism for a little while. Then the Quakers. Oh, I love that. You're a man of the people. Very cool. But I appreciate every single one of you guys. Willie, I hope you have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll probably do a live stream tomorrow or something. But this has been fun. It's been good. I hope you have a good night. Enjoyed this stream. Appreciate you. Have a good night. I appreciate every single one of you. Enjoy. Start cooking tomorrow, Willie. Why don't you? All right. All right. Have a good night. I appreciate you guys. Okay. Bye.